Hello everybody. Well, we are going to do chemistry from HackTheBox, which is a really interesting machine which involves two CVEs that were rebuilt last year. So let's start. So the first thing will be to do an Nmap scan, search for TCP ports, versions, display only all open ports, verbose mode, then the IP. I usually try to add also speed up the request, so let's tell 2000, and then I'll put all Nmap files into the greppable file, the Nmap usual and common output, and there is an XML an XML file too. So I already done this one, so just to speed the and give results more quickly. We are going to see the results right now. So let's grab the Nmap scan only, and it reveals two ports, 22 for SSH and 5000, which it does not reveal so much information, but we may try to see, for example, with what web, if it is related to our website. So let's try 5000, and we see it's a potential Flask web application. We have the Python version, and the title it's chemistry home. So let's see that in Firefox 10 1138, and we have a chemistry sieve analyzer. So we may register ourselves. Let's say 6060, register, and now we have the possibility to upload a zip file, and we have been provided an example. So I have burp here. I try to proxy the request. I will select the example, and let's see the upload, and we have these actions: the view, the zip file, and delete it. So let's view that, and we can see that file is being parsed. So let's try to see what else, what we can see in the so what we can see, it's been uploaded, and we see there is some data example. There are I think 2 columns here, ABC and other information, and it's being parsed and it's being displayed. So what else we have here? What we saw in the what web command results, and not much. So we may search for sieve vulnerabilities. So I will use sieve parser vulnerabilities, and let's see if we have something. There is something that is revealed. It's this one, and we'll open those as well. So the first one shows a CVE in 2024 in the PyMathGen library. Let's see the details. So it says that well, PyMathGen, it's an analytical tool that can study materials such as metals, polymers and crystals, and well, this vulnerability allows the execution of arbitrary code when processing untrusted input, as the method insecurely utilizes eval. And we know with eval it's a function that makes room for executing for code injection, and if it's being used insecurely, we could execute arbitrary code, in this case arbitrary Python code, gain access to the underlying host. So it's an interesting post. We may see for a bug proof of concept. We see here this one, and this is the thing we are looking for. It's creating a pound file. So let's see the other one. We see that. Yep. And here is another. I think it's the same, but it's it's formatted properly here. It's one-liner right now. So let's copy this one. See if we can replicate, see if it's vulnerable or not. So let's go to repeater, change this content, and let's change that for puck. I will change the command. I usually try to use curl just in order to see if the vulnerable web application reaches our server. So our server is located at 10.10.11.182 and port, I would say 2222, and also have that running as well. So let's try to do nc minus, well, I could do python 3 minus m http server 2222. Okay, well, and try to grab that. Let's send that. Let's go back. Let's go back to save files. Let's see, we have the puck. Let's view this file and let's see if we have, we have an internal error, but let's see if we have an HTTP request, and we indeed have the HTTP request. So we can confirm the vulnerability is in place and try to poke around a little more. So we already saw that there were two ports, 22 and the web application running at 5000. We may try to get access through the OpenSSH port. So we may try to find credentials or or private keys, or perhaps there is another way. So what I could do, the first thing I see here is, well, perhaps I could exfiltrate data. We could do that with we may change this command to nc nlmp 222, and see if we can exfiltrate the etc passwd. So well, there are many options to do that. I will try to include a file, just etc. Well, we could use the issue or the passwd file and see if that exfiltrates that file. So let's change that for POC2. Let's go back, refresh the page. Let's view this. Okay, and we successfully exfiltrated the file. We may see some, well, the root user, and we may see there is an app user which has a bin bash shell, and also it's Rosa, which has also a bin bash shell. So that's interesting. We may try to use, for example, to see if home app, if there is some keys here. So let's try to open up this one. I will try to upload another file. Well, let's see, POC3. Let's see if it's an authorized key first. Let's try to do that as well. View. It seems it's not, but it's interesting to try. We may try as well for Rosa. Okay, I uploaded with the same name, POC3, so let's try that one. Seems it's not. So we may try other techniques. So let's open up our server, and the first thing, the other thing I would do would be to see what which commands that we have. So we may try to exfiltrate if the ncat command is there, which nc. Try to upload this one as well. Okay, somehow the server is removing zip files uploaded by users. Let's see if we have. Oh, okay, we do not. Perhaps it did not. I did a mistake. Let's see that again. Poke. Okay, and we see we have a response from the server that netcat it's in /us user bin netcat. So let's do the same, but for another command such as Python 3, which we already know there's Python 3 in the server because the server is running Flask. So, but let's just confirm that again. Let's go back. Let's refresh the page. Let's view the file, and well, let's see. So, and we have a user bin Python 3. So I think I will create a reverse shell. So let's create a rep.py file. We will go to pentester monkey, cheat sheets. Let's go to the PowerShell cheat sheets, and I really like this one. It's Python, which it says it's for Python 2.7, but it also works for 3. So I will remove some parts I do not want. Remove the one-liner as well. Okay. It's using BNSH, and let's try to specify our server, which will be 333. We are going to start a listener in 333. Save that file and start our Python 3 HTTP server at 222. Let's come back here, and well, I will try to do, well, there is one more thing to test. It's curl. We already successfully see it's there, but which wget? So let's try to confirm wget is there as well. Let's view that, and we see we have wget. So that's nice. We are going now to make the change for our command. So I will do wget http 14 182. We are going to retrieve that from our Python server at 222. So 222 rev.py. We are going to save that file at temp rev.py, and then we are going to execute that temp.rev.py. So hopefully we are going to get a PowerShell. So let's see that. Yeah, let's upload the file. Let's refresh the page. Let's view that file, and let's see if that well, it did a PowerShell. It did a get to get our PowerShell, but it did not execute it. So I'm going to see what's happening. Perhaps I did not specify Python 3, so let's do that again. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's refresh again the page. Let's view. Okay, yeah, we have that one. So who am I? Up. So we're going to get a fully interactive shell. I think we can do that with, yeah, we could do that with Python or with script. So I will do that with the script, and if that fails, I will try to do that with Python. C bash. Okay, we have that. So we use stty raw minus echo fg reset, specify xterm, yeah, then export shell equals to bash, export term equals to xterm, and there we go. So we have the fully interactive shell. So let's try to look for Well, we know, as we already exfiltrated the passwd file, we know there are two users. We can grep for bin bash. There are three users. We have Rosa, app. So we may try. Where are we? It's running low. Yes. Well, we see there is an app py file, so we may try to see that file. We confirm it's Flask, yeah, and there is some configuration made by Flask. There is a database.db, so let's try to do that. Let's see where it is. So see the instance, let's see if they are okay. So it's SQLite installed, so we may investigate that file. Well, there is a user table, so we may try to select from that table, and there are a lot of hashes there, as well as for all the users. So we will grab that, we will save in a creds file, save this one. We will remove the first part, so we only have the hashes. So let's cut, it's awk, let's filter for let's use the pipe, and let's print only $3, I think. Yes, and let's grab that. We may use a shown hashcat, but I will prefer to use in this case crack station, and let's see if something is being rebuilt by using crack station. Okay, it's slow. Let's see. Okay, it's verified. Okay, crack hashes. Please enter 20 or less. Okay, let's move 2. Let's crack. Okay, and we have some hashes cracked. So let's try to see what we have here. Let's try to move that for a little. And if we start from the beginning, we see that the admin hash is not cracked, the app hash either, but Rosa is, and there are other ones, Peter, Victoria, no, Carlos, Peter and Victoria. We are going to try with the password for Rosa and see if we can connect with SSH. As we know, Rosa is a user in the machine, but the other ones, Carlos, Peter and Victoria, perhaps there are users for the HTTP application, but not for the machine. So let's use SSH Rosa at 10.10.11.38. Let's type Unicornios Rosados. Okay, we have successfully have an initial shell as Rosa. For my ls, and there's the user flag, so let's use hell -c 7 user. Okay, and we see we have successfully compromised the first user initial access. So we are going to now see well, what else we can do to do a privilege escalation. We can do sudo -l, see if Rosa has some file that can be run as a privileged user, but it displayed it does not. I usually tend to see if there is something in the opt directory. There is a monitoring site, but we did not see that from the nmap scan. We may try to see if we can access that directory. Opt. Well, we do not have access. I try as well, but it's saying permission denied. We may see if there is another ports running at the server. We see there is 5000. There is this port, which is interesting. This 8080. I'm going to try to use curl http 125.0.0.1 8080. Wow, it responded, and yeah, and let's see, functionality currently under development. Well, let's go up, and it's site monitoring. So it seems to be related to the folder we already saw at opt directory. Let's try to exit and do a local port forwarding, specify 99, and the port we already saw internally. So we could Cornius Rosales. So we could proxy and access the application through the SSH tunnel by using this technique, which is called local port forwarding. So we could use this, and we successfully access that application. So we may try to use that. Let's see, start service, this functionality is currently unavailable. Stop service, the same. Let's use list services. Okay, it's listing. I will proxy that to burp. So let's see. We are not receiving much information here. We may try to do that manually. Do that. Go to repeater. Okay. So specify this one and 8080. Remove that. Yeah, we should remove that as well, and this one access. No, site monitoring. Okay, so we're gonna render. So well, the render really works great. Yeah, in burp sometimes it fails, but we may also check for page source to see if we find something interesting. Well, there are some files yeah, hosted assets directory. Yeah, we may perhaps, yeah, access that. Assets. Okay, it's forbidden. Okay. There's also a script file here. Let's see. Well, start service, well, displays the alert that we already saw, so stop service as well. The list services, it's doing a get request to list services. We could replicate that in Python. Okay, let's do list services and see what else. Okay, we see it's invoking the API, and okay, I do not see much more really. Let's investigate the output. So the server says it's Python 3.9 and IO HTTP and this version. We may look for vulnerabilities here. No, let's stop the proxy. Vulnerability. Let's see this one, and this one seems to be interesting, so let's go to this one first. It seems to be a directory traversal vulnerability in IO HTTP server. So the root cause for this vulnerability lies in the way IO HTTP handles static file serving when follow symlinks is enabled. So, well, it's using the same version as ours. It's 3.9.1, which is perfect for us. And it says it's using it's in a static root. And in this case we could do something like this. Okay, so we may try this one. So let's try let's try, for example, this one and see we get something. And not found, but it is saying that it's this one really lies in the way the server handles static file serving. Okay, we already saw the files that static files are served over assets. We may also use let's open up. Let's use fub gp /99 fas sw. Let's use /user share word list word lists common txt. I think that should work. Perhaps. Okay, it's not there. It's my bad. Well, let's see. ls user share word list dirbe. It's here. So let's remove word lists. Fast. 999 user share dirbe common. Okay, it's nothing. to use the buster instead. Directory list 1.0 and use IC. Okay, this one does well. 3 medium. Let's see if that discovers the assets. Maybe I have something wrong with the command. Yep. I think I'm doing that wrong. No. Let me see. I will post the video and I will come back. Well, I think I discovered it's weird because, for example, if I do this, specifying first the URL and then the word list, it says it's not matching and it's really doing nothing. It's finishing too quickly. But if instead I specify first the word list and then the URL, it's working as expected. So I do not know if I inserted somehow a non-printable character here, but I was not copying and pasting, I was writing, so I don't know. But it truly reveals the assets directory, which is forbidden, which we already saw that. So we may try that, specify that instead of static assets. Let's see if something, yeah. So and we got the passwd. So what else I will do? Perhaps it's running as root. Yeah, we already saw that the site's monitoring directory, it's running, or for example, yeah, opt monitoring. Okay. It only has read, write, and execute by the root user. So we may try to specify shadow file to see if we can read the shadow file. And we indeed have a root access, arbitrary file read as root. We may try to brute force to crack those hashes with hashcat, with John, and with other tool, but I may try to use traverse to see if there is a private key in the root directory. So SSH first verify if there is an authorized keys in order to see what type of keys. We may have an RSA key as we see here, but we may also have a elliptic curve private key. So we should try to see if the default name, which usually when you type SSH keyhen, it generates with that name as well as PAL. So let's see. Now we indeed have the private key. So let's grab that. Let's go here. Let's see root ID per se. Let's change permissions to read only to root. Let's say root to see that. we have only read and write access. Let's try to SSH with root at 10, 11, 38, I think, with that private key root. Okay, and we have successfully owned the machine. So we see we have the root. You can do the same as before. To only grab the first 7 characters. Yeah, and well, that's the machine. That's really interesting. There is something else I wanted to go. It's going to the monitoring site. Yeah, and see. Yeah, confirm this one. In the blog post, it was something similar, but as we see here, we have a specified null static root, which in the code it's changed for assets, but it's similar. So that's the machine. I hope you could have something interesting here. You learned something as well as I did. See you on the next machine. Bye bye. Have a really good day.